Hi everyone, welcome to Soul Path Guided Tarot. Today we're going to do a yes or no pick a card. We'll ask why or why not, get some additional guidance from Spirit. To everyone who has been here, who's always here, thank you so much. I've been away for a couple weeks. I had family obligations, and then I actually was catching up on all the personal readings that have been booked. So thank you so much to everyone who continues to book readings, purchase them as gifts for friends and family, refers me to friends and family. So thank you for that. To all of you who've been here time and time again, I send you great appreciation. And for everyone who's new, welcome. I really appreciate you stopping by. All right, so let's get it started today. Again, just based on the image, we have 6 different piles. Here is image 1. Here for pile 2, this is our second image. I've always loved just the images on all these cards. This is pile 3. Pile 4, here's your image. Pile 5. And for pile 6, this is your image. All right, so let's all take a moment and just take a deep breath and let it out slowly, whichever is most comfortable for you, through your nose or your mouth. And if you feel comfortable, close your eyes. Try and release any feelings, emotions, or energy that you came to this reading with, and just clear the slate and choose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, and we'll begin. Hi, group 1. This is your choice. This was your image. All right, so I chose these just based on the image today. So for our yes or no, we're going to start with tarot, and then we will move into the oracle. I take what flips out. So let's get started. Your first card here is the 7 of Wands. So there's our fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag, followed by the 3 of Cups. That is Scorpio, Pisces, followed by the 6 of Cups, more water energy. The 7 of Cups, and the 8 of Swords. All right, so for you, pile 1, what's interesting here is, first of all, we have 2 number 7s here, which represent master number 77. Whenever I see the number 77, based on numerology, and for me as the reader, there's a real connection between you and the higher realms, because either your guides, your ancestors, those who support you in the higher realms are feeling the need that they need to come in and help you along the way, guide you, provide you with support. Because what we see here is with the 7 of Wands, it's represented by maybe you've felt like you've always had to, or you continue to have to fight your way through whatever it is you're trying to achieve, wherever it is that you're trying to land on this particular phase in life. All right, so maybe it's, maneuvering through situation with a work or a difficult relationship, something where you feel kind of alone, or you feel like to get it done right, you have to do it alone, and you feel like the people that are around you don't have your best interest at heart, or the situations around you don't provide you with the greatest opportunity. So it's a very defensive energy. It's kind of an isolated energy. And then the 7 of Cups is energy of, there's actually a lot to think about. There's a lot of options out there, but we do sometimes create projections when we're confused, when we don't have clarity about where we go next, what our next step is, who do we go there with, and we create a lot of dilemma. And when we have this, we're lacking clarity, and we have some doubts about what's happened in the past. So some of us directly ask for help from the universe, ask for intervention, or the universe steps in to come in and help you, okay? Because there is something in your life that has kind of tied you up in knots, and this is that air energy coming in, where we're very much in our head. We feel stuck, we feel trapped. There's too many options. None of these options are possible, or none of them are attractive to us, or none of these are exactly what we want. So we continue to feel like we have to fight through. And what Spirit is saying is, if we can take a step back, if we can take a moment just to kind of lean into that a little bit and see, you know what, you really can get out of this. I mean, clearly she has an open space just to walk away, right? This is not anything like she's chained to a stone wall or anything, but in her mind, she can't, there's no way out. There's not another option, or it's very unclear. Sometimes when there's uncertainty, we don't have clarity, we're not sure where we want to go, we kind of pull back a little bit. We pull our energy back, we kind of isolate a little bit, we kind of go within and start to worry and mentate and lament about all the things that we should have had or could have had or haven't had. And it keeps us in this pattern, this circular pattern of, I don't have any options. I can't see my way out. I need help. Hence the 77 Spirit coming in. Because what they're saying is that if you get in touch with what you really feel, so that's very different than what we think we feel in our head, right? It's what do we really feel in our gut? What do we really feel in our heart? Because that's our intuition and our higher self talking to us. And they're saying, think about the things in your life that gave you pleasure, gave you happiness, gave you a sense of fulfillment, right? Made you feel proud of yourself, made you feel loved, made you feel at peace, made you feel happy, all right? And then feel into that and apply that to this situation. You will have clarity and you'll have a great understanding and a clear path forward that's going to lead you to happiness, lead you to something that is finally kind of taking you down that road of success, love, happiness, peace, relief, that sort of thing. Okay, so you've got a lot of cup energy here. So this has been toying with your emotions for a long time. And this is all divine feminine energy. This is all divine masculine energy. So we need to find that balance so that we can find what it is, what we recognize, what we resonate with, what our gut feels is right, what our heart and soul feels is right, because it leads us to something very positive. All right, angel, spirits, and guides, what else do we have for pile 1? All right, so you have 2 cards. Your first card is Moon in Sagittarius. So here we have 21, which is 3, which is yet another number 3, so 33. Maybe that's your age. Maybe that number means something to you, but we see master numbers appearing in your reading already, 77, 33. This says discovery, all right? This is being open to maybe something that's not yet known or seen, and looking at it as it's a potential for me to feel free, feel relief, feel happy, feel like I'm sure where I'm supposed to go next, and a sense of adventure instead of feeling like it's something you have to be fearful or worried about, right? We want to see it as a sense of adventure. Sometimes when we change our perspective on that sort of thing, and we don't look at things with fear, but we have a little bit of faith and see it as they describe here in freedom and adventure, it's much more palatable, right? We can accept it openly and we can move forward without a lot of trepidation. And then you have Sun in Cancer, number 4, home. Focus on your home and your love. So for some of you, this has to do with buying a home. For some of you, this has to be, it has to do with your relationships with the people in your home. For some of you, it's about making changes to your home life or your relationships so that you can move out of this energy that's kind of making you feel like you're stuck and you can't go forward. So maybe someone in your life isn't supporting you, isn't believing in you, doesn't trust you. Someone is causing a lot of negative energy in your home. So this is something where some of you might have to have freedom from some of those energies from other people. And that takes a lot of courage, where you really have to kind of believe in yourself. During that phase, you go through a lot of personal growth, and it's not always easy, but you certainly start to see that over time, there's going to be reasons to celebrate and a lot of success, which is what this 3 of Cups is. Okay, so making some shifts along the way. For some of you, these are relationships that are really very difficult and they're kind of, I don't want to use the word toxic, but they're just very challenging for some of you, and it's causing a lot of discourse in your life. All right. And then we have Shield Maiden, make plans and focus. So this is a really nice card to follow up, because when we're in this energy of the Eight of Swords where we feel trapped, we can't get out, we're uncertain, this Seven of Cups where we don't trust what's available to us, we don't trust our self to make the right choice, we don't trust our gut, we don't, all of these things where we second guess ourselves. When we make plans and focus, maybe we're just going to focus on one aspect, one choice, do our due diligence, lean into that, see if that resonates, see if that's the right thing for us, see if that's the next thing, and again, it might be changing the dynamics of your home or changing your home in general, but it's about focusing on things that's going to provide you with comfort and a sense of relief, because Cancer is always about nurturing and comfort and that motherly feeling of flowing emotions that are very positive, right? Not negative. So being in flow, really embracing that divine feminine energy and being open-minded enough to see it as a discovery, as a adventure, as something that's going to bring you something better in your life, okay? And look at the bottom of the deck. High Priest, intend and create. So this is make plans and focus and intend and create. So this is energy from Spirit saying you really have an opportunity at this time to make some changes based on what it is that you really want, so that energy is in alignment. So if you really want a new home, if you really want to go on some amazing trip, if you really want to relocate to another place, if you really want to step out on your own, out of your home, out of your parents' home, a relationship that is very dysfunctional, this is Spirit saying, with this intended focus, you have this energy around you in your field, right? In your quantum field, where you can really create. They're showing me the Magician, what it is that you want that's going to give you a lot to be happy about, a lot to celebrate. All right. And then you have Epona, because the Celtic goddess Epona, wise leadership. So for some of you, this is your opportunity to put yourself first, to take authority and autonomy about what it is that you want based on what you need, not what other people want you to do, okay? Not what other people are kind of pressuring you to do. For some of you, this is taking a leadership of your life in general. For some of you, this is stepping up into a new career opportunity, right? See it as an adventure, and maybe you have to relocate. Maybe you have to go far away from your family, and that's a little bit daunting and scary, and you're not certain what can happen, but here we're showing a very positive outcome. And then we have new beginnings. So again, clarification from Spirit that with changes in this energy and this focus on making plans, intending, creating, and then feeling into that with positive emotions, you end up in a situation where you have a new beginning, where maybe it's time for a reset. Maybe it's time for starting over. Maybe it's time to partner with someone else. Maybe it's time to leave the nest. All right, let's see what else. Angel spirits and guides, what else? Oh, and look at this, 13 and 14, so synchronicity with numbers there as well. All right. And then you have in perfect harmony. So maybe for some of you, your life has been pretty bumpy, or there's been a lot of challenges, a lot of difficulties, and things have felt very choppy. Things have felt very difficult. Things have felt very bumpy, right? Things have been draining. Here we have the number 11. When we see that, Spirit comes in and reminds us to ask ourselves, what do I think about this? Now, what do I feel about this? And having the ability to kind of discern between those things, right? Because what we feel and what we think are often very different. And this is always the number 11 about feeling into what is meant for you, okay? You can call it your North Node placement. You can call it, your soul's path, your soul's journey, your soul's plan. But it is always the number 11 asking you, are you thinking and doing the things that resonate with what it is that you want? Okay, is it in a matching vibrational form so that you can bring in what it is you want. All right. I love this because the musical notes represent sound. All right. Sound carries vibration. Everything is vibration and energy. So if we have a feeling of harmony and happiness within us, a sense of hope and faith and trusting going forward, and we communicate that information to others, to ourselves, those words leave our mouth, that vibration carries a frequency, and it can bring back things in our life that are harmonious, or it can bring back things that are really challenging. Okay? All right, what else do we have? Pile 1, angel, spirits, and guides. My only competitor is the person I was yesterday. Yeah, I love that card. It's very empowering. So this is the person you were yesterday, all right? So that's the only one that you're competing with, this person who felt stuck versus this one who is kind of realizing the energy can make some serious shifts here and move into something that's really harmonious with a lot of emotional fulfillment and happiness, okay? So for you, pile 1, this is going to be a yes, without question. Just because we have cards in here that say, you know, this is where you are and this is what you're dealing with. When we see all these supporting cards around you about making shifts, changing your perspective, changing your communication, that's, you know, that exchange of energy with the universe, we see a lot of positive outcomes. So this is definitely going to be a yes for you, group 1. If there's something that resonated or that you liked, please like and subscribe. As you go forward, I wish you peace and joy. Namaste. Hi, pile 2. This is your image. Again, I just chose these because I love these cards. The images, illustrations are really beautiful. So that's for you, group 2. All right, so let's get started with tarot. We'll take what flips out and then we'll move into some oral for yes or no. So angel, spirits, and guides. Okay. 5 of Cups. 5 of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. So water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Pentacles is earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Let's get one more card here. Okay, 4 of Cups. All right, so first and foremost, we've got the number 55, right? 55. So this is a master number that has to deal with spirit recognizing that there's been a long period of time where you've really been challenged, that time and time again you step forward and then things kind of fall apart, or things don't materialize the way you're supposed to. Now this can be to do with a relationship, having a lost relationship, or having lost a person, right? Because these cards are about what's missing, what's lacking, what's lost, and how do we deal with that energy and those emotions, all right? Now, what's interesting about this card in particular is that it talks about really our lack of being in a state of gratitude, which is very, very difficult when we're going through something challenging, right? But this is Spirit saying we focus on all that we've lost, all that we don't have, all that we're missing, versus, because these are spilled cups, versus these 2 cups that are still upright and full, but we don't see those. Maybe in our mind, these are lesser of importance. Maybe these aren't the people who we really wanted in our life, or the outcome. But Spirit asks us to move into this energy of if we can be grateful for the small things in life when we're going through something difficult. It does shift our energy. It does shift the frequency and the vibration of our energy, which then can help turn things around. And then with this 5 of Pentacles, this is feeling kind of being in a pattern of loss and disappointment. This can represent, you know, your financial situation. This can represent your health situation. All right, this can just represent a series of disappointments. So acknowledgement from Spirit. So this is what they're showing you, is that in this current energy that you're in at this time, for some of you, this 4 of Cups energy again is, I don't really have it in me to continue on, to start something new, to try again, to put a smile on my face. I feel pretty isolated here. I don't feel like anyone cares or anyone is trying to help me. I've reached out. Some people, aren't willing to help me, or I can't seem to get anyone to open the door to let me speak to them about what I'm capable of, or, my relationships, I end up, ghosted, alone. I'm always with narcissists. Something is just kind of put you on the precipice of like, I really don't think I can keep repeating and trying and going forward. But what Spirit is saying is that there's this one cup here, right, that's full, that the universe is offering you with this shift of energy and these shifts in perspective. And this energy is going to bring you into the Queen of Pentacles. Now, this is beautiful energy because this is Venus energy that rules this card. So Venus is, of course, we all know, the planet of love and desire, but it's a planet of fulfilled emotions, right? It's a planet of contentment. It's a planet of being connected to our heart and soul. You see how she has all this yellow around her, represents her solar plexus. And this represents this energy of this queen. I am worthy. I deserve more. I am an amazing soul having this human experience. I was put here to experience things for my growth and my expansion. And while I recognize that this was part of that process, I'm not going to stay there. I'm not going to live there. I'm going to take this extra cup from Spirit, and I'm going to move into this amazing energy of abundance, self-assurance, self-love, self-worth. And I know that this is where I'm going. All right. I just have to be able to release this. And part of that is finding gratitude for things that are positive and are possible. And then asking the universe to work with you, come in one more time and move you in this direction. All right. What else? Angel, spirits, and guides. What else? This can also be, very honestly about being off on your own and being independent and creating a life for yourself. Not only one that's financially feasible, but maybe for the first time you're on your own, you're doing things your way. You're really stepping into your own. You're coming outside of the shadows of others or the confines and constructs of what maybe the collective or society put upon you, okay? And then we have Eclipse in Scorpio, regeneration, stand firm in the eye of the storm. And look, 32, this is another number 5, which is referred to as Trinket 5, which is you overcoming and not only just coming to the other side, but doing extremely well, right? So this Queen of Pentacles, stand firm in the eye of the storm, regeneration. Yeah, some of you have really gone through a storm, but this is regeneration, building again, doing again, overcoming, right? A lot of 5s here. So this is, if you are seeing a lot of 5s, this is for you. And then the other card you have is Moon in Libra, number 19, love. Now I said that this card, the Queen of Pentacles, is ruled by Venus, the planet of love. And then you have Moon in Libra, love. Bring peace to your life and your relationships will flourish. So Libra, of course, is 7th house, which is always about relationships, partnerships, the way we interact with what we desire and who we desire. When we see the number 19, that reduces to 10, which is a 1. That's about a new beginning. So here we have the number 1, which represents a new beginning when it's reduced. And here we have regeneration. And 2 cards about Venus energy, love. So this is, of course, a potential for you stepping into a loving relationship, because Pentacles can also, it's all of the things that we experience here in the 3D. So this could be you stepping into that, right? Overcoming this energy and finding new love. This can also be you stepping into a greater sense of self-love. When we can connect with that, when we can kind of lean into that, right? Then we start to see things very differently. And we start to trust again and surrender a little bit and have some willingness to just kind of flow with the universe and knowing that we're on this regenerative new beginning. Sun, enjoy success and happiness. So yet again, positive energy. This gives me Leo vibes. This is about you coming out of your shell. This is about you stepping forward, right? This queen, she radiates the sun without question. Suns are always about abundance, new beginnings, happiness, things moving in a forward direction, regeneration, the number one, partnerships, the Queen of Pentacles, a lot of positive energy coming through. All right, angel spirits and guides. All right, and you have the number 4, Artemis, focus. So here we have the number 44, so master number 44. And this is a call from spirit for you to change your focus. All right, change your focus to one of gratitude and abundance for whatever we have. And I know that's difficult when we're going through things that are painful and challenging. I have been there too. But it's our responsibility to kind of shift our energy and our focus so that we can be put in a situation where everything starts to move in a direction that looks like it's going to be something that's positive, that's going to give us someone or something that we want in our life, that's going to shift our life and our energy, okay? And then the bottom of the deck for you is Lakshmi, fortune. All right, so again, we've got the Queen of Pentacles, which represents really nice money aspects. Then we have fortune, and we have 28 is a 10, that reduces to 1, which represents new beginnings, regenerations, with focus on the positive. And then the bottom deck, look at that, 44. So now we have 44, 44, flow. So we talked just a moment ago about kind of surrendering and leaning in and kind of flowing with the universe again, and then you have that as well. All right, so for some of you, despite the challenges, Spirit is saying that the things can change for you if you're willing to start to let go of this energy that's got you feeling like there's not much left for you out there, okay? So those of you who have been hurt in relationships, who felt like, you know, that person was the one, for those of you who feel like, I need a new start, I need to start over, for those of you who feel like they need to rebuild your financial situation, expand your financial situation, this is independent energy. So maybe this is you as the entrepreneur. And then you have seeing beyond. So this is always a beautiful card to remind us that we're going to see beyond what's in front of us right now. We're going to see beyond this very moment, and we're going to focus on that in this process that we are hoping to achieve, to be a part of in this regenerative energy. Scorpio's a very passionate energy for me as a reader, right? So what is your passion? What makes you feel like this is something that you can kind of breathe life into it again, right? What is it that can make you feel excited about doing something different, changing courses? See beyond your current situation. Sometimes when we're continuously looking at a situation where we're struggling, that's all we see, that's all we feel, and we can't get out of that. So if we can try and see beyond, using our imagination, daydreaming, journaling, vision boards, any of those things, whatever resonates with you. Look at this. You got 2 cards here. Life is tough, but so am I. Wow. That talks about your perseverance and your ability to overcome, all right, which is what your cards say here in all things. And then throw me to the wolves, I'll come back leading the pack. Yes, this is that independent energy. Some of you entrepreneurs, some of you just stepping out on your own. And the last one that came out is your potential is endless. Okay, so the energy is really positive around you, but there's things that you need to do and shift to embrace that energy, to integrate it into your life and what it is that you're asking for. So the way the cards read right now, this is a no. Okay, so if you got your no or wanted your no, there it is. For those of you who are hoping for a yes, it's pretty clear how you can change that, all right? It doesn't mean it's going to happen overnight, but with some perseverance and some, pretty strong intention, right, and focus, big shifts can happen. It doesn't take an enormous amount of time to see changes take place over time. Small changes add up. Small changes make big shifts and difference, okay? So that's what I have for you. If there's something that resonates, please like and subscribe. As you go forward, I wish you peace and joy. Namaste. Hi, Pile 3, this is your choice. This is your image. I chose these based just on the image. It's a beautiful deck of cards, and I love the images on them. All right, so let's get started with some tarot that flips out. All right, Ace of Pentacles. Pentacles is our earth energy. Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Ten of Swords, air energy. All the cards are flipping over. Okay, then we have the Eight of Wands, which is your fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag. Let's see what else. Let's get one more. King of Pentacles. Okay. So I see, and this is at the bottom, Four of Wands. So I really see a positive shift in your finances, in your ability to take care of self, take care of family, whether that be through a new job, whether it be through a new opportunity, something entrepreneurial. So right away, this shows that there's been some kind of struggle either in your career or in your finances. And that while it's taken its toll, and perhaps a lot of it has to do with the economy, the way things are, cutbacks, maybe you've been working in tech, you lost your job. There's a lot of setbacks with the inflation, at least here in the United States, and I know other parts of the world as well, that maybe things have been really difficult. Maybe things have been really challenging for you since, 2020 with the pandemic financially. So this is recognition that you're turning a page, all right? What we see in this card always is that the dawn is just emerging, all right? And the sun always rises in the east. We can always count on that. The sun brings a new opportunity, brings an opportunity for growth and abundance, creativity, a new start. So this is a definite indication from Spirit, because you also have the Ace of Pentacles here, and that also represents the number 1, right? So now we have 1, new beginnings, 11, being on the path that you should be on that's right for you. So maybe you worked for other companies or other people and you really need to be your own boss. Maybe you have worked for people that have not allowed you to move into something a little bit more expansive. You've never really been able to change your financial situation. You've been at the same place for a long time, and whether you lost your job or you're looking for another job, this is an opportunity for you to be pushed out a little bit into an area that might not be as comfortable for you. Maybe it's not something where you've worked in that area very long. You've spent a lot of time. Your last few years haven't been in that, but this is the time to spread your wings, because this is Spirit coming in to say, we have energy that we're coming with you, okay, towards you, that moves quickly, that makes you make a move, shift yourself from one thing into the other. And that is going to provide you with this King of Pentacles, which is someone who is abundant, self-assured, a leader, right? Take charge, can be that entrepreneur, can be someone to be in a place where you actually make some of the, the calls at that place. You start to have more responsibility, and then you start to see all that you're capable of, and you really kind of push yourself and you come outside of your comfort zone. And then from there, we move into this Four of Wands, which again is the 1111 card, right? So there's a lot of ones here about new beginnings and new starts. And this puts you in a position of being in the comfort zone where things are very positive, where the relationships that you have in business and in life starts to have a harmony to it, an ease to it. Things have seem to flow a lot more. This is definitely being in the state of flow. For some of you, this is, you found your purpose, your life purpose, and that can be anything that you really enjoy, because those are the things where you do well, you thrive, you succeed, you flourish, all right? So this Four of Wands is that amazing fire energy, and we have a lot of fire energy here to show that there's changes that are coming into your financial and material world. All right, so this card also represents cohesive relationships and partnerships. So whether it's, being able to afford a better place to live, or your first home, or a better home, or just being able to kind of bring yourself out of debt and move into a place where you kind of step into your own empowerment. I just see somebody kind of walking more with their head tall, feeling proud and not so discouraged. Let's see what else we have. Capricorn, Moon in Capricorn, number 22, accomplishment. Scale mountains to gain a sense of achievement. So here we go with more earth energy and accomplishments, achievements, and 22, that master number about you creating your life, you setting forth the stage so that it plays out the way you want it to. All right, you taking that leadership role, climbing that mountain, achieving, and we just talked about that with those cards here. And then we have the other card, Sun in Virgo, number 6. You reap what you sow, endeavor. Yeah, this is you, making changes and really kind of overcoming those challenges in the financial sector with time, with work. Virgo is always that energy of very kind of meticulous, very methodical, very precise energy of laying everything out, right? Virgos are the doers, I like to say. And then you have Hermit, retreat and recharge. So some of you, because you've experienced this Ten of Swords, you have to go through a process of regenerating yourself, okay? Rebuilding yourself a little bit, how you feel about yourself, what you think is possible for yourself, what you think your potential is. And sometimes when we can get into meditation, even if it's just for a few minutes, it's a great opportunity to kind of get some intuitive hits or messages from the universe or from your guides to help you in this direction, right? Because sometimes when we're starting over and while we're excited about what's possible to change our outcome, we're not really sure how to do it. So this is a great opportunity to really kind of pull yourself into that state of quieting the mind so I can kind of reflect and see what kind of energy I get. Of course, the Hermit in tarot is always Virgo energy. So here we have Virgo coming through not once, but twice. Okay. So, for those of you, especially who are Virgo, sometimes Virgos are, always busy doing, and don't take the time that they need to kind of just take a moment and breathe into it and reflect a little bit. So that would be something that would be very helpful and advantageous for this group, especially if you're Virgo. And here we go again, 2911 with the number ones, revelation. Yes, something has become very obvious to you, and those of you who are willing to do a little bit of meditative, introspective work, there's going to be a real revelation. You're going to truly understand why this didn't work out, what its purpose was, what the learning was, what kind of impact it has on your journey going forward. Not to carry this energy with you, but as a learning and a teaching tool, right? Why did that happen? Maybe it was just so that you could be forced to kind of start again, to do something different. Sometimes the universe really does something to pull the rug out from underneath us because it's important that we have an opportunity to change our direction. And sometimes some of us will never change voluntarily because we know that it's comfortable. The unknown is a little too frightening, too scary, too risky. So sometimes the universe comes in and just pulls the rug out from under us, like with that tower moment. And we have a real revelation that we learn from that, okay? And we understand that there was a reason, a lesson, a blessing, something that we needed, right? And the other card that you have is Lilith, independence. So, of course, the planet Lilith is all about independence, but this is, again, you can be the entrepreneur. You can be going out on your own, right? You can just be an independent thinker. So you're not going to follow, what everyone else says or thinks that you should do. You're going to go off and try something different, somewhere different, right? Not following the same traditional things that maybe your parents did or your spouse or your significant other thinks that you should do. And then you have number 39, wish upon a star. So, she's this is just a beautiful image. She's holding the star to her heart, right? And it's like, if I close my eyes, quiet my mind, put my hands on my heart, connect in, the revelation will be that what it is that I want to bring into my life, the universe is ready to meet me halfway, right? Because the Ace of Pentacles means the universe wants to come in and help you make a change. The universe is asking you, to accept this opportunity to do something different. And you might be going through some uncharted waters, and, that might be a little scary, but there's a lot of power in finding your purpose, and Spirit will guide us along the way. We just have to kind of quiet that mind, and they're showing me the picture of like big ears, and listen. Okay, angel, spirits, and guides. What else do we have? Be you, do you, for you, and be your own hero. Okay, so this is just, again, 2 cards about you stepping into who you really are, trusting that, believing that, because you have all this energy of expansion and overcoming and financial and material improvement, all right, and a very positive outcome. But you do have to kind of go within. You've got eyes closed, and then revelation, hermit, retreat, and recharge, wish upon a star. There is that need to kind of connect in, okay? So whenever we see aces, that's the universe wanting to come in, but we have to connect in with the universe, with our higher self, with our intuition, so we can clearly take advantage of what's being offered and maximize that to the fullest, okay? So for you, group 3, this is a yes. If there is something that is resonating or that you like, please like and subscribe. As you go forward, I wish you peace and joy. Namaste. Hello, Pal 4. This is your choice. All right, and I chose this based on the image. This deck is really beautiful. All right, so we're going to start with some tarot. I'll take what flips out. So we have the Prince of Pentacles, Earth energy, that's divine feminine energy, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, 8 of Cups, Pisces energy with Saturn, Four of Swords. See if we can get one more for you. And then we have the Tower. Okay. Let's talk about the Tower first, because when people see that, they immediately freak out. So the Tower doesn't have to be that something terrible is going to happen. What it can be, though, is that you finally understand something, or because this is ruled by Mars and it generally represents like an abrupt or unexpected change, maybe an upheaval or like an epiphany, an aha moment. So there's something that has been going on that isn't for your highest and greatest good. And that's when you get the Tower. That's when the universe comes in. And either through a series of circumstances, you've started to get an idea that like, I don't know about this relationship. It's not feeling like it used to feel. That person has changed, in the ring in my left ear. So for some of you, that's very relevant. But it can also be about this abrupt change. I lost my job. I'm forced to go look for something else. I have been, left by the person I thought I was going to spend my life with. What am I going to do? How am I going to survive that? What am I going to do for my family, my kids? So it's anything from an abrupt, unexpected change, because Mars comes in, and Mars is pretty brutal, right? Because it's like, you need to do something now. The change has to happen now. This change, the way things are going, that has to change now. All right. So that can be kind of rough, but Spirit is saying that, if you take some time with this Four of Swords to think about what does this really mean? All right. It's like, if we can kind of sit and think, all right, this happened for a reason, or I'm starting to understand this, or I had this aha moment, what's next for me? And this means it's time to kind of relax a little bit, take a lot of deep breaths, maybe get some additional energetic healing, maybe like Reiki healing or anything that helps you to relax, massage or meditation or sound healing or color therapy or anything like that, so that you can just kind of regenerate, recoup, feeling like, okay, I feel like I'm not out of breath anymore. Some of you, this may have felt like someone knocked the wind out of you, all right? And from that, you understand that there's something better for you. This is moving beyond, moving towards something that's emotionally fulfilling. Whenever we see the moon, that's about our emotions, how we feel. It has a lot to do with the high priestess energy. Our intuition is telling us, our higher self is telling us, our guides are telling us, it's time to move, to make a change, all right, to find something that's going to give me happiness and fulfillment. I love that this card has so much red and yellow, because the yellow always represents, how do you feel about yourself? What do you see when you look in the mirror? What do you think is underneath your skin? What do you think is deep within you? All right. Is it the life that you've been living or that you've been projecting, or is there something different in there? And then knowing that you're worthy of something that is much better for you, that provides you a lifetime of happiness. Does that mean everything's perfect all the time? No, of course not. But good people in our lives, we bring those in. We attract good people, good opportunities, good circumstances, good health, right? And then all the red, being grounded, not up in our head, but being grounded and connected. The earth is very healing. If there's ways for you to get on the earth, walk in sand or water or grass, or sit on the earth, or sit outside. I mean, even if it's snowing where you are, get outside, because that is where we get some real clarity, okay? And then what they're showing us is the Prince of Pentacles. So this Page of Pentacles represents something that you can practice to make it turn into something worthwhile, that's valid, that brings you good fortune, that changes your financial situation. Maybe it's your education, maybe it's a trade, maybe it's a variety of things that you can continually work on to make your CV, your resume, appear a little bit more robust, so that you can let the kind of outside world know that you're ready, right? You're ready for something more. You're ready for the next challenge. You're ready for something better. This can also mean that there's messages coming in, maybe messages from people, but also messages from, the universe, where you're going to get your own aha ideas about your path forward, so that you can improve things in your life, all right? So an upheaval, a regrouping, a change, new opportunities, new beginnings, all right? Something that will be very successful. So they're showing me in my head the Six of Wands, which is that card in tarot where the person's on the horse and there's like a victory wreath, right? That's succeeding, that's thriving, that's doing well, that's overcoming. So that's where you're going. That's what they're showing me. All right. And then you have Moon in Taurus, number 14, self-esteem, personal growth. So some of you may have taken a hit to your self-esteem. Some of you may have had lower self-esteem for quite a while, and you realize, that's not who I am. When we talked about who am I really? Personal growth, this always provides us with an opportunity for growth and growing into something beyond maybe even what we ever envisioned for ourselves, okay? Maybe for some of you, a year or two down the road, you're going to be in a place that you never would imagine. You hear people say, if somebody would have told me a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, that this is where I would be, or this would be my life, I would say absolutely not. But it's amazing how things can twist and turn with an epiphany, with an upheaval, with an abrupt change, because the universe always knows that we're in a situation where something isn't for our highest and greatest good. There's always something better, okay? And then you have Moon in Gemini, indecision. Should I stay or should I go? So some of you, this is that need to, recoup and recover. Do you leave? Do you walk away? What do you move towards? What parts of you, are things you don't want to change and don't need to change versus, what things need to go, what things need to be released, what changes you need to make internally, so that you're ready with this new self-esteem and this new outlook for something really amazing to come into your life. Angel, spirits, and guides, what else? So definitely a change in your material world. And also this is also gonna, when we see the cups, this is our emotion. So this is something that's gonna emotionally bring you a lot of happiness or satisfaction as well. All right, and then arrow, surround yourself with protective energy. Whenever we go through something like the tower moment, or for those of us who, our self-esteem may have taken a hit, or we've had lower self-esteem for a while, we need to surround ourselves with positive, empowering energy that shows support of what it is that we're trying to do, and we put boundaries around anyone or anything that will detract from that, okay? This is the other card you have. Wise one, grow within your current situation. Yeah, when we go through a tower moment, we wisen up, don't we? We learn a lot, at least we're supposed to. We start to see things unfold in a way that we recognize, well, maybe that was part of the grand plan all along, and I can learn from that, and I can take that knowledge, right, and I can use it as I go forward in this new endeavor. Look at that. Number 47, Scold the Future. Beautiful card. Number 11, New Starts, New Beginnings. Your fated path versus your destined path. The one that you're supposed to be on. The one the universe is trying to guide you towards. And that's why you have this tower here, right? That's why that's there. Pushing you forward in a direction that's meant for you, right? One that does require some growth, right? But when we've had chaos and upset, after we kind of recoup a little bit, we see our path pretty clear and we're open to a lot of new opportunities. All right, and you have, it is what it is. So a lot of times when we have a tower moment or something that hasn't worked out, we say, why? And while it's normal to ask why, and while oftentimes we need that closure, that why, sometimes we're not going to get that, right? Sometimes we're not going to get a full explanation. So instead, we can try and focus on, all right, this is what the situation is. And I can take whatever it is, pull from it those things that will help me, that will be beneficial as I go forward, the things I've learned, the people I've met along the way. Who is it that is in my life that's going to support my future, help me maintain my positive self-esteem, and not put me in a situation where I feel like I have to protect myself from all the negative people that are dragging me down, right? That might be the big epiphany. Because some of you, you've had some pretty heavy energy around you that has really made you, they keep giving me the word marginalized, which means that makes you smaller, okay? Even though you're not. It makes you feel a lot smaller. All right, angel spirits and guides. It is what it is also makes me think of staying in that present moment, okay? If something doesn't resonate with your heart and your gut, because 6 always represents the heart, if something doesn't resonate with that, right? If something doesn't feel good in the ring in my left ear, then that's not right for you, okay? So that might be a learning for some of you too, is that you have a greater connection with yourself now. So you have an alarm, an internal alarm, right? And I always think of this with Pisces, because sometimes people, especially Pisces, can kind of get taken advantage of. Put up some boundaries and don't let people take from you without giving. Look at that. Old ways won't open new doors. Yeah. So that's that, or again, the reason for the card here with the tower, right? Those old ways, they're not going to open new doors. They're not going to open things that are part of our growth and our expansion, right? Where we improve and we move towards opportunities that we can utilize to make our life better, to make our everyday life here in this 3D world better. This is a yes for you, because just because we've had this tower, the tower can actually be a very positive card, right? It's that thing that makes us change. And while it's uneasy, we have recovery, we have movement in a direction that gives us emotional fulfillment towards new opportunities, greater self-esteem. Our future is bright before us. We're connected to, that inside of us that guides us. We are aware of those people that we need to maybe keep at arm's length, or, where we have to kind of put up our protective energy bubble around us. But you've grown a lot, you've learned a lot, and from here, you can just move into all these beautiful opportunities and expansive opportunities in a new way that opens new doors, all right? So I would say this is a yes for you. As you go forward, I wish you peace and joy. If this is something that resonates or that you like, please like and subscribe. As you go forward, I wish you peace and joy. Namaste. Hi, Group 5. This is your choice. This is your image. So I chose this just on the image because I really like this deck. This beautiful cards. All right, so let's start with tarot. Take what flips out. 8 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles. Okay, so career, money, finance, something that you want, something that's pretty important, something that you have planned for, but you're just not sure that you're going to get it. Okay, so you might be playing it small. You might not be taking a chance. This doesn't mean, quit your job and go roll the dice somewhere. But this means that you may have not been working to your full potential. You may not have believed that you have, within you the opportunity to have your own business or lead a group or, get out there in something where you put your name out there, your voice is out there, your face is out there, you're doing things differently. You want to do things on your own. You want to be your own boss. You don't want to work for other people. Or some of you have been working remotely and kind of doing it just okay, this job is fine, and the ring in my left ear. And now it's time to move on because you have an opportunity with some real work and focus and determination to make moves in your financial situation or just in the type of job that you hold. So stepping up into that next level, having a little bit more managerial or a greater reach in the number of people that you work with or that you manage or that you oversee. There's something more for you. There's something bigger for you, all right? And this does have kind of independent vibes. So like I said, it might be, you doing your own thing, your own business, but this is you trusting that you know how to do it. And with hard work and determination, that without a doubt, you can expect things to work out for you financially. So you can expect people to know who you are, to get recognized, to do well on a social platform. This is about you putting yourself out there and letting people see all that you can do, all that you're capable of. Maybe it's time for you to get out from, the traditional ways of doing work. Maybe it's time for you to get out of your family business. Maybe it's time for you to start over because you've come into some money and it's an opportunity for you to do your own thing. But this shows if you, step outside your comfort zone a little bit and put the work and energy behind it, you can really succeed. You can really do well, right? You can expect that there's going to be a good outcome, that there's going to be prosperity, there's going to be abundance, right? And that 9 of Pentacles is also about, feeling pretty good about yourself, seeing what you're capable of and recognizing your abilities, right? And doing it your way. Look what this says. Stride out into new territory, Sun and Sagittarius adventure. So we just talked about that, and here we have 9 and 9. So this is confirmation from Spirit for those of you who, want to get out there on your own as an entrepreneur, want to get your name out there, want to get your face out there. You want to, do a food truck. You want to do a pop-up. You want to do anything on your own or with just a couple of other people. This is your opportunity to really move forward, because if you see it as an adventure and trust that you're capable of these things with the expectation, that this is all going to come forward in a positive and lucrative way, this is the outcome that you're going to have. So that's really beautiful. All right, what else do we have for you, Group 5? Look at that, warrior, be fearless and stand strong. So sometimes to come out of this kind of contracted energy where we hold everything tight because we're not sure if we're still going to have it. We're not sure if we're not going to, have enough. We're not sure if we're going to be okay. We're not sure if we can do it on our own. We're not sure if people are going to come and take from us. We're the warrior. We're fearless. We stand strong. Warriors have faith. They talk about being fearless, but they also have a lot of faith, right? They trust themselves. They know that with the work, with their intention, with their focus, right? Any new territory that they step into is going to reap the rewards, okay? 99 means whatever kind of tight, difficult situation you were in, you're wrapping that up. So now is a real opportunity for you to step forward, okay? And then you have Sky Father, trust in the unknown. So that is their second card about the unknown. See it as an adventure. Trust in the unknown. Stride out into the new territory. Be fearless. This is a little bit of I am fearful. If you are able to do this, the rewards are going to be beautiful. Very positive, right? Definite improvement in your material world, your financial situation, your career. And then you have Isis, rebirth. Yeah, starting over as this person of an empowered state of mind, right? With this, Isis is an amazing, magical, beautiful, strong energy. She is the high priestess, the original high priestess. She is like the high priestess with regard to knowing to trust herself and what she's capable of, and then creating that magic, creating that from the very, creating something from nothing, building upon something, but she has a lot of confidence. And then you have number 1, adaptability. So you might have to be willing to bend and be flexible, right? This is also about you adapting to new scenarios and situations, right? Adapting to that mindset of faith and fearlessness and trust, right? Moving away from this contracted, playing at small energy. All right, angels, spirits, and guides, what else? And then you have great and full, number 4. So we have this cup that always represents our emotions, and it's overflowing with positive emotions, right? A sense of accomplishment, a sense of joy, happiness, relief, feeling good about yourself, greater self-esteem. This is you emerging from this contracted energy of the 4 of Pentacles into something bigger and better, okay? So 44, master number, 4s always are the angels coming in, that angelic energy, and they're ringing my ear right now, but this is the energy of staying on a path, okay? Staying on a path to move into something better, to move into something that's part of your planned journey, your planned growth. All right, angels, spirits, and guides. Then you have don't count the days, make the days count. And if it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. Okay, so this one is going to be the most important thing. Sometimes when we are stuck in this 4 of Pentacles energy, we don't want challenges. We don't want anything to challenge us. We want to just go with the flow and just let it be easy, right? Like turnkey everything. We don't really want the challenges because, that can be difficult. That takes energy. But all of this energy talks about if you challenge yourself a little bit and shift your thoughts of, instead of playing it safe, if I stretch myself a little bit, if I kind of tamp down the fear of the unknown a little bit, if I trust the universe and my abilities a little bit more, I can really have some amazing changes in my life, right? So we have to be adaptable. We can't be so attached to how we think things should unfold that we miss opportunities. So just kind of keep that in mind. But if you're open, there's going to be beautiful things that flow into your life. All right, group 5. So this is a yes. If something resonates or you like some aspect, please like and subscribe. As you go forward, I wish you peace and joy. Namaste. Hi, Group 6. This is your image. All right, so I chose that just for the image instead of using crystals today. All right, so let's start with some tarot. Always taking what flips out. Princess of Pentacles. Judgment. Seven of Swords. Nine of Wands. The Lovers. All right, so for you, Group 6, this is definitely going to be a relationship kind of reading. So if that isn't what your question pertains to, you might want to choose a different pile. But we've got two cards here that show that there's been relationships or a relationship that has really taken its toll on you, okay? So this represents people who are not authentic, people who present themselves one way or another. They might be narcissistic, they might gaslight you, they might be manipulative, they might have secrets, they might mess with your head a little bit, play with you, so you're always asking, you know, what do I need to do to make this up? How do I correct this? You're always giving and you're playing into, not intentionally, but someone who's kind of manipulative. And it is really wearing on you. It's taking its toll on your overall health, your overall well-being, your belief in your capabilities, the fire within you, your life force energy. It's very draining, okay? So this was an energy in a relationship that you thought was going to be something that was long-term, right? It was written in the stars. It was your twin flame. It was your karmic partner, whatever word you want to use, your soulmate. You thought that this was the one for you, right? Long-term. But what you've come to realize is that you need to make a choice, because this card also represents the choice that if you are to stay with this person, or if you were to stay with this person, or if you continually have relationships with this type of person, that you need to make a choice, and that choice has to be you. That choice has to be self-love for you, healing for you, compassion for you, and an overall shift in your perspective of yourself and your overall consciousness, because we've got judgment here. And judgment is that Pluto energy that is about deep, deep transformation, okay? It's energy that it shifts us. It brings us into this whole new realm of consciousness, maybe because we've gone through a lot of pain, maybe because we suddenly had some kind of awakening, okay, in the ring in my left ear. Maybe because you've been looking for something for so long to make you feel whole, to make you feel right, to make you feel at peace, all right, to be not fragmented, right, and not stressed out, and not always trying to react to someone's will or their excessive behavior or their ridiculous demands. I mean, this is really heavy energy in a relationship, okay? So this is you making a choice where you're going to focus on a whole different perspective when we think about relationships, all right? You're very aware not only of the kind of people you need to stay away from, but you're very aware internally of yourself, all right? And when we have that kind of awareness, especially when it comes to relationships, we can drastically, like 360-degree change in the type of people that we attract to ourselves. Instead of saying, why do I always attract these kinds of people? Well, with judgment here, it's showing that with this change in energy and change in consciousness, this choice that you're making, right? Because you've been prompted, there's been something, your guides, your higher self, the universe has been pushing you. And you've had this awakening where you say, I am no longer going to be with people who are draining, or people who, they have so much pain within them, so much anger, whatever that lower level energy is, that they want to bring me down too. It's like, you know, you're in the ocean and you're tired and that person's tired, but they're going to climb on your back so that they can stay above the waves while you go under. Okay, so that's, you know, a shift in consciousness, like I can't be with those kinds of people anymore. And then you have the Princess of Pentacles, where amazing new opportunities to be with different kinds of people in a different environment changes your overall life. All right, so opportunities to meet other people, opportunities to get yourself connected and grounded, working on how you feel about self before you put yourself out there with another person, having, you know, traveled a long path, having done a lot of the work. But this is new love, new opportunity, new growth. This is someone who has either, maybe they're younger than you, maybe they just have a very youthful energy to them, very vibrant, positive life force energy versus draining life force energy. All right, well, that came flying out. Look at that. A sensitive, introspective phase, moon in Cancer, belonging. Yes, this is right here with Judgment, exactly. So we've got moon in Cancer. You know, this is that need to be nurtured and loved, right? Cancer, this is the need to connect emotionally. This is the need to establish roots, home, and family, whether it's the way, you know, it's always been done or your version of that. But it's also the energy to no longer cling to the past. And it's also the energy to let go of codependence. All right, and you have 2 cards. Fire Guardian, ignite your passion. What is it that you're passionate about? Is it about moving forward free of this kind of energy? Is it about there's something that you've always wanted? There's something that you never thought you could be, you know, or do? Passion is what gets us excited. What makes us feel like, yes, this is for me. This is what I want. This gives me energy. This gives me excitement versus this gives me pause. This gives me anxiety. This gives me worry. Okay. And then you have Water Guardian, connect with your emotions. So for a lot of you, you need to connect with some of the emotions that are kind of lingering from this situation, the scenario. See them for what they are. Spend some time with them. And that doesn't mean, you know, wallow in sadness or wallow in the things that have happened, but it does mean take a look at it, lean into it a little bit, face it, connect with it. And it's kind of like, you know, if we're not in touch with our emotions, if there's things that are lingering that we're not willing to face or deal with, or if there's things that we're not aware of, these things can create blocks going forward, right? So if we want to ignite our passion and go after things that make us happy, or someone that makes us happy, or a scenario that makes us happy, right? Our passion, we have to be connected with what our emotions are, what's lingering from the past that we need to release, you know, and then where we need to focus. The first card is number 10, Danu, assurance. Yeah, this is with these 2 energies here. The assurance that your step forward, your path forward, your movement forward is going to be the one where, because of what you've experienced and what you've realized and the conscious choice you've made to be in situations where, you know, there's a lot of positive energy, there's a lot of nurturing, someone who makes you feel like you belong, someone who honors your emotions, assures you that things are fine, right? This is all positive energy that you're moving towards. And then you have Mama Kila, the moon, number 32. So again, about your emotions, right? So for a lot of you, you're going to have to do a little bit of work, shadow work maybe, on some old emotions. And some of you are carrying for some things from when you were pretty small. And so that needs to be worked on. But with this Judgment card here, this is definitely the time to do it, and the energy supporting you as you move forward. And look what you have at the bottom of the deck. Aphrodite, romantic love. So new love coming into your life. Okay, beautiful, empowered, balanced love. Give and take, nurturing, not one-sided, okay? The number 2 is about balance. And then you have let it go. So this goes back to this old energy with this 7 of Swords and 9 of Wands, letting it go, making a conscious choice to let the past go. Whenever we see hummingbirds, that always represents being in a state of happiness, bliss, joy, contentment. All right, so this is two people coming together. We have romantic love here and the lovers in something that's very harmonic, that's going to be very positive. The number 6 is the number for the heart. Okay, 24 reduces to 6. The heart is always something that needs to be in harmonics, in harmony with the mind and the soul. And when that is established, all the right people come into our life, the right things come into our life, and we are assured, because we're connected to our emotions, that with the expanded consciousness we have from the experiences that we had, that we can let go of that which no longer serves us and connect into only those things that, you know, make us feel emotionally content, right? That heart space. We feel like we're in a safe space with someone who is really kind of meant for us. Okay, you're meant for each other. Angel, spirits, and guides. What else? No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Yep, that goes right over this energy here. 7 of Swords, 9 of Wands. So for those of you who are with people who made you feel small, less than, not worthy, like, you know, whatever scraps they gave you, that's what you deserve. Any energy like that is energy that not only, you know, are people going to say, let that go, but you are, because of your change in consciousness with this Judgment card, Ascension card, okay, growth, expansion, overcoming, healing, compassion card. You're not going to tolerate that anymore anyway. And you're going to look for something that's much more higher vibrational in a relationship, which you will have with this romantic love, okay? All right, so this is a yes. If something resonates, you like some aspect, please like and subscribe. As you go forward, I wish you peace and joy. Namaste.